And this is what Dick wrote.
It wasn't only the universe that started with the Big Bang. Time itself and space itself began with the Big Bang.
And then Dick runs to a safe corner and says,
Well, don't ask me to explain that, because I don't understand it myself.
Really? Dick, was that the best you could do? But this is exactly what scientists were drumming into the minds of the masses in the last 150 years. And you come along now and offer us the new and improved version of the Big Bang? But here's the confusing bit. As I recall, in the interview you had with Ben Stein in 2008, you said,
Well, then who did create the heavens and the earth? How did it get created?
Well, by a very slow process.
Well, how did it start?
Nobody knows how it started. We know the kind of event that it must have been. We know the sort of event that must have happened for the origin of life.
Right, and how did that happen?
I told you we don't know.
So you have no idea how it started?
No, nor has anybody.
Nor has anyone else.
That's right, Dick. You said nobody knows how it started. And yet, in your magic of reality, you say,
Let's turn instead to what we know of the true story of how the universe began.
which means you have all the answers, and yet contradiction abounds in the Bill O'Reilly Show.
Personal story segment tonight. You may remember about 2 years ago we had atheist Richard Dawkins on the Factor. He is on a crusade to convince believers they're idiots. Well, now Mr. Dawkins has a new book partially aimed at children called The Magic of Reality. I talked to him earlier this week. Now, the last time we were here, you were honest enough to admit you don't know the origin, whether it was a meteor or something like that. And you said to me, we're working on it. And I said to you, when you get it, let me know. That's how we left it last time.
That was only about 2 years ago.
And still, you don't know.
Well, are you talking about the origin of life?
I'm talking about the origin of existence, of human existence and plant existence and animal existence. How'd the moon get there? Look, you pinheads who attacked me for this, you guys are just desperate. How'd the moon get there? How'd the sun get there? How'd it get there? Can you explain that to me? How come we have that and Mars doesn't have it? Venus doesn't have it? How come? Why not? How'd it get here? How did that little amoeba get here? Crawl out there. How'd it do it? Come on. You have order in this universe. You have an order in the universe. Tide comes in, tide goes out. Okay, yeah, the moon does it. Fine. How'd the moon get there? Who put it there? Did it just happen? Okay, if we have existence, if we have life on Earth, how come they don't have it on the other planets? Were we just lucky? Some meteor do this? Come on. You know, I see this stuff, it's desperate. As I've said many times, it takes more faith to not believe and to think that this was all luck. All this human body, the intricacies of it and everything else, all luck. Than it does to believe in a deity.
How can it possibly help to postulate a divine intelligence to explain something complicated like that?
Here's how it can help. If you believe in the teachings of Jesus or Buddha or someone like that who wants people to be peaceful and to love each other, that is a good thing.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with the origin of the moon?
Because I don't believe a meteor crashed into the Earth and made everything happen. I think intelligent design made everything happen. Give it a last word.
Well, I mean, science doesn't yet know how everything started, and as I said last time, they're working on it.
All right. Okay, we appreciate you coming and taking the fire, Mr. Dawkins. The book is The Magic of Reality.
And still, as if to qualify yourself, this is the stand you maintain at the end of Chapter 8 of your Magic of Reality.
Well, don't ask me to explain that, because I don't understand it myself.
What you have really offered is a curious mix of false advertising and serious doubts about your own beliefs. And all of your, I don't know, claims run concurrent with an exquisite amount of highfalutin, racquetball of scientific fart. In Chapter 8 alone, you talk about the parallax method of measuring very short distances. You talk about the red shift. You talk about the Doppler effect. And you talk about the spectroscope. And what is this nonsense about utilizing the rainbow machine to calculate back to the moment the universe began expanding by the principle of the Doppler effect? And you say, between 13 and 14 billion years ago? The time lapse between 13 and 14 isn't exactly the difference of one whole year of 365 days, but 1 billion. But who the blazes told you that? You, dick. Between 13 and 14 billion years ago? Just like that, from a rainbow machine? Across the pages of this book, there are numerous amount of scientific stuff you take us through, before arriving to a simple, I don't know how the universe began, answer. This is what I mean when I say you have intelligently smokescreened the real issue. Oh, Dick, you're playing fast and loose with real science, my friend. You toss around bombastic numbers to your so-called calculations willy-nilly, according to your whim or fancy, like little delicious Maltesers, just to sound bloody important and bloody convincing. And so, it is now time to take my audience through the timeline of the eugenics horror. And yes, I do this, much to the dismay and irritation of Dick, as his blatant disregard for the fact that our grandfather is not a fish leaves me no choice in the matter. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to play the next video as we have come to the end of this chapter. I thank you.